Well, welcome to the banks of Broadlands Fishery in Hampshire, and more importantly, the 25th anniversary of the BCACs, and this is the final. We got 15 pairs here, all from different backgrounds, different progressions to get here, but one thing in common is they're all fighting it out for £20,000. Unfortunately, it's pretty heavy rain right now. Throughout this video, we'll follow each of the teams on their progression throughout the weekend. Hopefully, lots of highs and not as many lows. So the way the BCACs work is that a draw is done at 9 o'clock. Everyone's name comes out of a bucket, and once your name is drawn, you choose a peg. It's done on a watercraft basis, first come, first serve. Once that was done, everyone's headed round to their pegs. Unsurprisingly, Bibby's up first in this weather, and then they're given an hour from 11 o'clock to find a bit more about their swim, lead about, mark a float, find the features they want to fish to. And I do think a lot of them have found that the water level is rising as they're doing that. It is relentless, that, and with the prize at the end of it, I think that's a big motivation for everyone to keep going in this weather. So first up is Jack Mayer and Lewis Swift. Now, during the live stream, as people would have saw, there was a bit of waiting, a bit more waiting. So there's a lot of thought going on. What's the thought behind choosing this peg?
You know, 6 years sort of we've been in the large final, so you know, there's a lot of time and effort to get to that point, so we never like to rush that point and withdraw. So it might be a bit frustrating.
Probably seen about 5 hours long, but you know, you don't want to make any rash decisions in the final. You've got to think about it, and I think Broadlands is usually out of the bag, so the fact that it's become Horcott that's fine has changed it massively, because everyone has different ideas and everyone's list was different. Everybody's list was different. So, you know, people are going to fish to their strengths, or if they can't cast pipe to islands, they're going to fish open water, but the fish move a lot in Broadlands, and they've got no wind or weed kept. So the fish are going to move more on angling pressure than they are actually to do with the weather. So we feel that we chose the right peg with what was left.
Well, full disclosure, I'm about to say this to you and every other angler, but good luck. It's probably quite an obvious answer, but what would it mean to win?
Everything. Get your name on that trophy. I don't think, even people who don't do matches, they look at it and go, oh, it's not proper carp fishing, but it's not proper match fishing. They don't realise the commitment, the time, the money it takes just to get to the final, you know. And if you're lucky enough, you know, it's a 15-to-1 shot, there's 15 other pairs, everyone on here. The England team are in Croatia at the moment, so you've not got some really good pairs, but in the match circuit, everyone on here is known and they're all the top of the game.
Yeah, it's a dream that we've both had for a very long time, coming through doing the junior events and then onto the senior British champs. We put basically our whole year's worth of fishing into this through the qualification rounds, the semi-finals,
Practices,
and all the other time when you're not on the bank practicing, doing homework. So yeah, it means a hell of a lot. So yeah, it will come through one day, or maybe even this year.
All the best.
Cheers, Joe.
11 o'clock, the horn was sounded for the first time, which gives people an hour to check out their swim with marker floats, leading about, and unsurprisingly, the water level's probably risen a foot since they started doing that. And now we're counting down the minutes, if not seconds, for the match to start, of which I have the honours of announcing. And if you're wearing headphones, I suggest you take them out now. Never done that before. Well, while we wait for the first fish, there's no sense in us all being outdoors, is there? Make yourself comfy. I am. Well, we're around here in Peg 4, and I'm going to let you stay in your baby to stay out the rain, but it looks like I'm a bit late to that because you've had the first fish of the match.
Yeah.
And how was that?
Yeah, brilliant. Like, you know, wasn't expecting it really, but yeah, happy days.
Where did you come out in the draw? Were you
12th.
12th?
Yeah.
So is this roughly where you wanted to be, or not at all?
No. Right near, yeah, 5th and the bottom of that.
Well, that just shows it's not all about the draw. Hopefully it's the first of many, and I'll leave you to it. It looks like that rod's not actually back out yet. Well, things are hotting up now. We're round into Sean and Lee's swim. As you can see, just in front of them is one in the sling, and as we're about to weigh that one, our rod's gone off again. And looking across the lake, someone else playing a fish, so it's going to be a busy old morning, or afternoon, should I say, for the marshals. We have two fish in quick succession. They haven't wasted any time in getting the rod back out. Whilst one was casting, the other was putting bait directly on the top. And it's this sort of thing that could be the difference between another fish quickly or not. Well, the second bite is about to be weighed and spin around to over the 30-pound mark. Quick maths, quick maths. 52.7 in the space of what, 10 minutes?
And it wasn't just the rain that refused to ease up, as the bites continued to come thick and fast.
How disappointing. Well done, boys.
That makes you feel important, Finn. So Finney, I understand you've never been good enough to get to a final.
I have not been good enough. I've let Steve carry us to the final. Yeah, we've tried a few years, but finally got here down at Broadlands. Our first final, I think we came 4th out in the draw, so not a bad start. Obviously, Steve's just been able to catch one. There are other people catching, so
Yes.
I think we're going to have to carry on catching them to be within the chance of winning.
100%. Now, you came out actually fairly early in the draw, didn't you? Is this
4th, I think it was, yeah.
And where you've drawn, you said actually wasn't where many people would have particularly chosen?
After speaking to locals and other people down here and looking at past results, it isn't really an area that tends to do a lot of fish, but we've been down here practicing the last few weeks and sort of what we've built up and learned, it just seemed like, not the obvious area, but it was certainly an area we feel like it's going to do a few fish. One interesting thing, but in practice, the average size that we had from this peg was really good, sort of up to 20-30 pounders. Obviously Steve's there was 31 pounds, you catch 3 of them, you're looking at 90 pounds, you soon get up a big weight.
Definitely. Well, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more fish coming out, not just from you, all over. We've been running around all morning.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it. It's because the action's hotting up. Rigs are ready to go back out.
Yeah, Steve's just had another little occurrence, so yeah, get it back out and hopefully have another one.
Nice one. Well, I think I speak for everyone here when I say it feels like we've already been here for a whole weekend and it's only 5 o'clock. It has been fish mayhem everywhere, not just in one area. It's been all over the lake, meaning that everyone, us, marshals and everyone else have been walking around the lake non-stop. 12 fish have been caught so far from all over the place. Top of the leaderboard right now are Sean Dawson and Lee Sims, who you would have saw of that brace of fish fairly early on, but since then, multiple fish have been caught from everywhere. And just to show how quickly the scoreboard can change, a second ago, the people here in 3rd place were down in 7th. One fish jumped them up 4 places. So it really does change as quick as that. Egg 1, and this is a firm favourite for a lot of the anglers, and not only one is in the sling or second in the net, but we've just had a 3rd go off as we walked into the swim. Every time a fish is caught, the day and time is noted, the weigh-in time, the type of carp it is, the weight, and then it's signed by both the marshals and the competitors. So everything is verified and nothing goes wrong.
After an extremely hectic first day, most of us were thinking about winding down for the evening. That wasn't until we got the call that something very special had been caught in Peg 10. Luckily, Lillian, full of beans, ran round there and captured the scene for us.
That's 40. in! That's BB. That's so. 40 pounds, 306, 40.
By the time Lillian had arrived, they were already playing their 4th fish, which shows just how quickly these matches can spin around.
We're going to have to wade 3 meters, and this one is burying down left. So the shoes are off, the socks are still on, and this is how much every fish means to these anglers. Determined to get around that reed, isn't it? Looks another good fish. 4 on the bounce in very quick succession. Well, forget everything I told you last time you saw me, because the scoreboard has changed completely. The rain's finally stopped, but the fish are now coming thick and fast, which I think everyone is happy about. And the Marshal's pen is about to run out of ink, because the last hour or so has been fish after fish after fish, including an impressive 40-pounder. Not only a 40-pounder for this pair, but they also caught 3 backup 20s as well, which has slungshot them from having no fish going into this evening to being top of the scoreboard. That is how quick it can change around, and I'm sure it's going to change massively overnight. So we'll catch up to speed in the morning for some updated scores. That feels good, sun on our faces. After a torrential downpour pretty much all day yesterday, it's nice to finally see a bit of sun. So everyone can start drying out, but the things that aren't drying out are everyone's nets, mats and slings, because there have been fish caught all over the place last night. First up, peg 3, which could make quite a bit of a difference to the proceedings. So then gents, you're actually our first stop this morning. There's been a bit of a flurry of action this morning, but give us an update on how yesterday was. I know, but these guys don't, and they're going into this morning.
Well, we thought we started off pretty well, but then we lost three fish in the pads, using small hooks and light lines, and then we managed a couple, didn't we, Carl?
Yeah, managed a couple.
And then we had a quiet night, and then this morning they've just turned up. And we've had another 4 fish.
Another 4 fish. Nice little flurry.
Nice flurry of fish.
Hopefully some more to come.
Still out there now
there is potential of a live bite right now, but
yeah,
but not only have you just had a flurry, but I know it's early days, there's still a long way to go,
yeah,
but that has put you up in the first place.
Yes, happy days.
Yeah,
it's good to hear.
So I will leave you in peace in a second, but one last question, what would it mean to you to win?
Oh God, it means the world. Like, I fished this since I've been a kid, like, do you know what I mean? So they mean everything to us.
Yeah, same.
Fished a long time, so.
Oh mate,
nice. The world,
over the moon.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Lovely,
thank you. Thank you.
Really to it, because there's still fish all over them and I don't want to inhibit them any longer. But we're going to carry on around the lake because there are stacks more fish to film. So cue the montage. Well, if we thought our step count was high yesterday, I think today's going to absolutely blow that out of the water. It's been a stupidly busy morning already, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We've been up since about first light with the marshals, going around the lake and weighing fish from this morning. So there's been quite a few fish caught this morning.
Yeah, and one swim in particular has jumped them into first place. That's Carl Rimmer and Perry Webb, who yesterday were nowhere near the podium, but a flurry of 4 fish has bumped them up into first. They're in peg 3 with 7 fish of a total weight of 141 pounds, 5 ounces. And closely behind is peg number 2, is Wing, Fearon and Liam Morgan in peg 9. And they are on 7 fish as well for 135 pound, 8 ounce. So very, very tight between first and second. But as we are starting to see, there's a bit of a trend starting. So pegs 3 and 1 are 4th and 1st. That's one end of the lake. And then you've got pegs 9, 10 and 11 from 5th, 3rd and 2nd. So that shows that one end of the lake's doing well, another end of the lake's doing well, and all the ones below are pretty much in between, picking up the odd fish. So they're still in contention, because as we've seen, first place wasn't in first place this morning. So a flurry of fish can push any of these teams right back up into it. Now this is completely different to last year, I understand. You were here and it was a different ball game.
Yeah, from last year, from sort of 24 hours in, Ashley and Tony in first, they were in first, like miles ahead, and the battle was more between second and third position. So this year it's a lot closer with a lot of the pairs still. It's all, you know, to play for.
Yeah, now it's all fairly well natured so far, but I'm sure as it gets closer to the end of the match, tension's going to raise, and as this gets continuously tighter, I'm sure there's going to be a few tensions fraying. Well, we're around here in peg 1, which I think you're kind of battling out, especially this end with peg number 3 over there. How's it been going for you so far?
Average, I'd say. I think they've had 7 or 8 fish, we've had 4. And we just, no matter what we're doing, we can't bring the fish into our half. You can see that it's polluted on the other side.
Yeah, I've been watching, I'm feeling it for you, just watching how much over there.
It's painful. It's not so bad for me because they're behind the bush, so I'm not in my line of sight, but Mark's looking directly at them.
So it's out of sight, out of mind.
He's just frustrated. Yeah,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But still, all to play for it. We're not even halfway, technically, so it could all change.
We're not halfway.
But I do understand you've been in the final, not once, not twice, but was it 8 or 9 times, you say?
This is my ninth final with my 4th different partner.
Do you ever blame the partners?
No, not at all. No, it's just circumstances. Always the bridesmaid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a second on here actually. We podiumed with Joe, my original partner, at the other end in the motorway bay. But you've got to get that look.
Yeah.
We can all read the water, and of course we came out first. In hindsight, you know, you should have picked some other peg, but you can only go on form, on what you see, on what you think the weather's going to do. You factor everything in and just make your choice.
Well, we're currently around in peg 3, and these guys are currently in the lead. True to form, they've been having lots of bites, and they had one live for the cameras whilst we're here. So I'm not going to be too noisy or get too much in the way. Let them net this fish, and we'll see what they've got. Another one in the net for peg number 3. What a morning they've had. Well, first things first, feel free to continue looking that way because I see there's still fish all over your float. You've just had another one, and we've been able to see just how hairy the battles are. Your biggest issue isn't necessarily hooking the fish, it's getting them past these pads.
Yeah, it's very hard work. Fortunately, we've lost 6 now, which is it's not great, but like I said, small hooks, light lines, and the fish do go in here, like, you know, so. But we've got them feeding, the wind's trickling in nicely. And to be fair, everyone else is pretty much feeding our peg for us, if I'm being honest. But yeah, the fish are liking it in front of us right now, and yeah, just got to keep going.
It's worth noting at this point that koi carp don't count in this match, and this needed to be verified by the judges, and we had to break the news.
Well, I shan't clip the mic back on. I will just say I'm afraid that didn't count.
Oh, it didn't count. Oh no. Well, it is what it is. Start again. Carry on.
We're only joking, it's fine.
Oh, is it really? Oh,
Right.
It did count. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant. Oh, it's amazing.
So I'm going to remind you of something you said when we were in your swim to start with. It's either going to be you guys that win or the guys up in that bay. How's that going so far?
Yeah, I can let the viewers make their mind up on that. Yeah, we've had 2 fish. I don't have to think about that. We've had 2 fish, 2 bites, landed them. but yeah, it isn't going how we planned.
Yeah, it's not gone exactly how we thought. I mean, when we've practiced down here previously, the weather conditions have been not what we're faced with on this session. We've got lovely low pressure, lots of rain up until today, which is what you probably want for fishing, but it does seem to have changed it around a little bit. They seem to be holding up in them areas of where they've got a bit more cover. But you know, we are due a bit more rain, and hopefully that will bring a few more fish into the area.
Shift them about.
Yeah, they're just sporadically moving around a little bit, so hopefully we can get a bit of a weather change, and that'll bring a few more bites in this zone.
Have you two made up now?
Yeah,
So you got a nice shine.
I didn't listen to Finn, and this is why you should listen to
You
Finn.
should listen to me. Get back rod on the spot first time. So
I've learnt my lesson.
Well, make sure I don't overstay my welcome and end up.
Yeah.
Right, all the best, guys.
Cheers,
Right,
Joe.
Cheers.
Well, next to me is Steve and Smiler. It's actually your first time running the event, and thankfully there's a little break in the weather halfway through for you to have a little chat with you. You've both been involved in some capacity, whether it's within or whatnot, throughout the years, but this is the first time you've actually run it. How's it been going?
Yes, very good first year. Yeah, we expanded this year from the previous couple of years after COVID, so it was nice to see it come back to its strengths in the sort of number of competitors, and everything's ran smoothly. Great final so far, apart from the weather, but
Can you control
we've
that?
got through. No, yeah, obviously that's out of our hands, so yeah, it's been good.
And how are you thinking it's going to go in?
It's going to be tight to the end, I think.
Yeah.
If you look round the lake, it can come from any area. There's a few teams now starting to put a few fish on the board. So I wouldn't like a hazard guess who would win this.
How do you actually get to this stage? How do people get onto the BCACs?
Well, this year we've brought in catch for the first time, so it's turning a bit more technology based than previously. So you can get on the app. They obviously do a lot of lake bookings already. And then I believe we're the first competition that's been on the app. So people just download the app, click on which venue they want to choose as the qualifier, and then that leads them into a semi-final that they know about already. So we'll be launching next year's competition within probably the next couple of weeks. So if everyone keeps their eye on catch, they'll see the updates of all the new venues for next year going on there.
Well, I think there's a few fish still away right now, so thank you for your time very briefly whilst the rain held off, and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're now round into Peg 9 with Liam and Wayne. Now, you guys are in second as it stands, and is this your first BCAC final, or?
Nah, it's our third final this is. Come fourth last year, so hopefully get a bit better this year.
Yeah. Now, I see you're currently sitting in second. Has it been fairly consistent all the way through? Have you jumped up, dropped down, or how's it been going?
So we started off slow, then yesterday afternoon we're fishing like a bit of a bay sort of thing, and then a load of fish sort of rocked up, and then we had like 5 or 6 bites in like 3 or 4 hours, and then it's just got sort of quieted off now. I'm just getting the odd bite sort of thing, but hopefully we're meant to start raining again. Well, it was raining yesterday, so we're going to sort of getting our bites, so hopefully a bit of rain we're pushing back in, like, you know what I mean?
And third place, I believe you can see constantly, so have you got a keen eye on them the whole time?
Yeah, we'll keep watching them, didn't we? So, seeing what they're doing and whatnot, but, you know, it's, as they say, squeaky bum time.
I'm singing in the rain. Well, we've tipped over the halfway point, and that short window of dry weather seems like a distant memory already. The rain is back and it looks pretty set in for the rest of the match. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects play when it comes to fishing, because we've seen a lot of fish being caught off the top. Now the rain's back, some of the anglers that were catching in the rain yesterday are suddenly rubbing their hands with glee. But just off the podium position is just £40 behind, so everyone below that are still in contention of getting a podium spot. So let's carry on around the lake and talk to some of those teams that are maybe a bit more mid-level. In Peg 5, and you're also number 5 on the list of scoreboard at the moment. Now, where did you actually come out in the draw? Because I know it wasn't 5.
So we came out 13th out of the 15, so it was, even though it was higher up in our list, so it wasn't the end of the world kind of thing, but yeah, it was okay with the draw. We prefer some other areas, but yeah, working it to our maximum and trying to do as much as we can with it, really. All being off the deck, just all similar sort of methods really, but 1 or 2 against the island, a couple against the overhangs, so they've been a little bit spread out, but yeah, it'd been majority over the trees, so it's more one spot doing the bites, but we're getting bites on every rod, so it's...
Is this your first final?
Second final, so it was first final last year, so back-to-back finals for us, but...
Well, that's an achievement in itself. What would it mean to you to win?
A lot, quite frankly, yeah. It would mean quite a lot. Just fished all my life, and so's Josh. Just top it off, really, to be the best in the country, really.
Definitely. Well, all the best. I can see you've got some fish in front of you.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Okay, so we're now heading into the final night, and it's getting quite tense around the lake for all of the anglers. As you can see, it's still really, really close for everybody fishing.
Yeah, not just at the top end, but all of these people that are maybe just off the podium, they're just a fish or two away from maybe getting up in there. And it's so close at the top. As you can see, in first place with 10 fish, £195 4 ounce for Carl Rimmer and Perry Webb. And second place, just on 9 fish, £180 1 ounce, which is 1 fish, because today has been much more a case of who can catch the most doubles. Yesterday we had loads of 20s, 3 30s and even a 40. Today has been predominantly doubles, hasn't it?
Yeah, predominantly doubles. The stamper fish has gone down a little bit from yesterday. We saw the 30s out yesterday, the 40 out yesterday, so stamper fish has gone down a little bit, but people have still been catching throughout today, and it'll be interesting to see what happens to the scores overnight.
Definitely, and just third place as well, just to mention, £134 10 ounce. Although it looks like there are a few fish behind second place, it's also the same when you then jump to fourth. There are only a couple of fish behind jumping onto the podium. So everything could change in a matter of a few hours. There's loads of fish last night, and there's no denying it's probably going to be the same tonight.
So we're down in peg 5, and in the last couple of hours you've had a flurry of fish which has pushed you right up to near the top of the scoreboard. So how are you feeling now?
Feeling very confident going into the night. There's lots of fish in front of us. Start getting them going off on the top, so we plan to do that until hours of darkness as well. So it's been a hard graft for us. We've been surface fishing all day, trying all the different tricks. Only in the last hour we've maybe got 2 or 3 going. So.
Well, best luck for the final night.
Thank you.
Well, we're now into the final morning, and this morning is a bit of a mix of the beautiful tranquility that comes with waking up bankside, mixed with no one wants to make too much noise, so you can cut the tension with a knife. With just a few hours left, and scores have changed overnight as we expected. Now, we interviewed Josh and Ben in peg 5 yesterday, who were in 5th on 5 fish, and we know that they were on 9 fish by the time we went to bed, which just crept them up into 3rd place. That could all change, because walking around this morning, there's lots of unmistakable silhouettes and signs of slings bobbing around in people's margins. So we're going to catch up with the marshals, do the morning rounds, and catch up to speed with the scores for the final few hours. So we're now round into Steve and Dee's swim, where you've been sitting in 3rd for a long time, and you were hoping for that rain coming in last night was going to kick things off again. I don't think the rain really arrived in the volumes we thought it was going to, so what's your plan of actually going into this morning?
Well, the fish still haven't turned up, so we're just sitting on our hands at the moment, waiting for them to come. It's looking unlikely at the moment. We are at the end of the bay, at the end of the lake. We just need them to move in. If they move in, we're armed and ready for them. But
nice.
But we just need a few to show up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all the best for the last few hours.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Past peg 9, and they are in the front runnings to get first spot. They're just £15 behind first place, and as we came around the corner, tensions were pretty tense because they just lost one. Hence why I'm giving you this update solo and not with them. Both looking pretty bleary-eyed this morning. What's happened?
Well, we knew that this peg had potential, and it didn't seem to live up to that potential the first night, but we stuck to the game plan. And yeah, it's paid off last night, and we've had 5 bites through the night, and as we thought, they've all been better fish.
yeah, we've definitely got a few nice ones held up there.
Have they all been through the night, or has it been this morning?
Yeah, it's literally Steve had his first bite at 12:30, something like that, 1 o'clock, and then just every couple of hours just trickled through, and woke up a little bit happier than we were yesterday. Obviously, still a little bit anxious, like there's still 4 hours of a match left, and we don't know what other people have caught, but yeah, feels good.
It's tight. Right, I'll let the marshals do their job because there's a lot of slings to get through. Valiant effort from Stephen and Finley throughout the night. It's exactly what we've been saying the whole way through, that the scores on the doors going into the evening mean nothing, because a swing like that is exactly what people need to put themselves right up in contention. As it stands, I think that puts them into first place, but we are aware there's a few more fish to weigh down the bank, but I do think it's going to be extremely close going into the final few hours. Well, you cannot write this. We've just ran from next door to Peg 5, who already have a few fish to weigh. Oh, he's about to get a bite, right? Look at the fish. Yep, got it. Sorry, I shouldn't get excited about that, but I did. Yeah, amazing, yeah. I don't think there's any other sign that could show how much this means to people than surface fishing in this weather. And I think after those few fish, it's put you right up in contention now. So that's been pretty solid effort throughout the night and this morning, hasn't it?
Yeah, majority of them through the first thing this morning, all off the surface. We had one off the floor, off the bottom floor. Sorry.
Can we do it again?
Floor. One off the deck. Yeah, so just been carnage really this morning, but yeah, it's getting tight now.
Well, I've just managed to steal a umbrella from Peg 5. I don't think they mind because they have just stolen the lead and the news has just reached Peg 3, hence why I'm not interviewing right now, because all hands on deck trying to get that lead back. It's been close all the way through, and with the last couple of hours to go, it literally is a fish between about 3 teams. So it's anyone's game. Well, we're now round into Peg 2 with Amy and Amy, and it's fair to say it's not really gone your way this trip, but every time we come in your swim, smiles have been there, you've stayed resilient. How's it been? Sorry, can we do it again? My voice went like a 13-year-old at the end. How's it been? Leave it in, Sonic, go for it.
It's been tough. Yeah, it's been a tough weekend, isn't it? It's just not gone our way. It's just not gone our way.
But to be honest with you, because it's been so quiet on the fish front, we have had time to like analyse and process what's been going on, and we've said even now we've ended up we're staring a blank in the face now on a final. We wouldn't have changed any of the decisions based on our rationale for choices and stuff.
It's not happened.
Yeah, it just ain't happened,
Yeah.
and there's always got to be an element of luck in it.
Definitely, as you can say, where you are is next to a swim, which is doing well, and they just haven't shifted across into your water, have they?
So near, but so far.
Yeah.
Will you be back next year?
Yeah, we were discussing that, weren't we? We were questioning whether or not we'd do it again, but...
I want about buying golf clubs.
Well, all the best.
It's been a good experience for having
It's been great,
before,
isn't it? And we've I'm proud of what we've achieved. I am proud of what we've achieved. Our qualifier and our semi with fish blinders. We've fished really well here, but it just ain't that.
Of course, everyone here deserves to be here. That's an achievement in itself. But not only that, we're the first ever female pair in the BCAC finals.
Yep.
How does that feel?
Yeah, we're proud of that. We said before we came, regardless of the result, we'll always be proud of being the first here. We'll hopefully not last. Hopefully there'll be more females in the
Hopefully
final.
we'll be back in the
hopefully
final.
we'll be back. But yeah, it's always, I do feel proud that we're the first girls in the final.
Lovely. Well, I look forward to seeing your progression in future events, and all the best for the last couple of hours.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, this morning has been absolutely mad. The weather has taken a massive turn for the worse once again, but the fishing has ramped up once more. And as you can see, some of the names at the top here weren't here this time yesterday. First of all, we've got John Steer and Ben Hunt in Peg 5, which we did a little interview yesterday when they're only on 5 fish, and around mid-table, they are now finding themselves in first position on 245 pound and 9 ounces. Closely followed by Carl Rimmer and Perry Webb, who have been sticking at the top spot for quite a long time, and they're finding themselves on 12 fish for 232 pound 15 ounce. But as you can see, weight-wise, that's 1 bite away from taking that top spot back. Them down into 3rd spot. Now this was a massive surge from mid-table back up into the podium positions from Finley and Steve. They had 5 fish to weigh this morning, which took them from around the 70 pound mark all the way up to 202 pounds 6 ounces. So that's the top 3 spots. There's still a few battling out to get a pole position spot, but these are the ones to look at with just about an hour and a half left to go. Tensions are high, everyone's fishing to their absolute maximum, and it's anyone's game still. Well, it's just over an hour to go. Now we got the messages through that Peg 5 had a fish to weigh. We've got round here, and that's now number 3 that needs weighing. 3 also has fish to weigh. There's coming down to the wire between 3 and 5, it seems. Yeah, we got the message saying they had 1 the weigh, came out, so 2 slings and 1 plated. Did it again. Well, we didn't have to be here long to see 5 into yet another fish. The rain's pouring down, the thunder's ringing around, yet they're persevering, and the fish are still up for it on the top. Well, Peg 5 were already well in the lead, and with an hour to go, and now 4 fish to weigh, it's looking like they're to lose. Well, this morning's been absolute carnage for you, but is it nice to have a little breather for 2 minutes for a hold a fish up? Well, we're now basing ourselves in Peg 5 because the lads here are like a well-oiled machine, fish after fish. They've had 10 this morning, and I think they just enjoyed a little moment being able to lift up a couple of the ones that they've had, have a photo, have a breather before they hit it again. There's about 40 minutes left. So I understand you both got another one away. We've got about 20 minutes to go, and you're good friends of the people you're trying to catch up. It's very close. How are you both feeling?
Wow, tense, tense, that's for sure. There's still a bit of time left. You never know, 1 or 2 might come, but looking slim.
They're still feeding out. They're still having it out there, but unfortunately, we lost too many fish, haven't we, Cole, to the pads. It's no good in the final, is it, mate? But fair play to the lads. I'm sure we'll have a bit of banter later, and still done well, mate, haven't we?
Yeah, done well, mate. We've done well. So just keep plugging away in the last 20 minutes and see what happens.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice, we're all the best.
There's a couple going off.
I'll get out your way then.
There we go. Get in!
Gents, I was going to jump in. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Valiant effort the last whole morning. You guys have not stopped the well-oiled machine. It's been impressive to watch. It's fair to say, when we came around on Friday in a tree, we've been at each other a little bit, tensions are high, but you've come together. The effort you've done is just impressive. And all of us that have been based here watching, congratulations, you are the 2024 British Champions.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Leave you to it.
Come on! Get in.
And it's nice to see that even as British champions, they can still cast in a tree.